Было с детства вообще. Продолжаем 16-ю финалочку. Мне кажется, у меня выдался выходной, можно хоть поиграть пару часиков. Так, я для чего-то копил. По-моему, что 2500 я хотел. Слушай, вообще вот хотя вот вихрь это замечательная фигня так-то. А нахрена нам тогда 2500? Ну, отлично. Так, все продолжаем. Я уже забыл, кто я, где, чем мне нужно. Че припресся, говорит?
And I thought you might like to come with me.
Sorry, I'm too busy for all that right now. I've got to get this thermal displacement stack sorted.
Thermal.
Displacement stack. Here.
And this is for...
Only the fastest, finest ship the world has ever seen. The Enterprise. Me and my dad designed it together. Where other vessels rely on the fickle winds to drive them through the water, ours is fitted with mithril engines. And those things have got more push than a behemoth in a bad mood, and more heat than all the hells put together. Which is where the stack comes in. I may have already talked some tight-lipped shipwrights into putting the hull together for me in a little dockyard in Canva. But the stack's a bit more involved, so I'm building it here. Thing is, it's so involved that I'm running behind and it's starting to hold things up over at the shipyard. I'll come and see my dad, though, when I'm done. Whenever that is.
Is there anything I can do to help?
Good old Clive. I were hoping you'd say that. First things first, I need some parts making.
Ну, конечно, у тебя ничего нет.
The stack will be made up of 3 major components. There's the plating, here, that channels hot vapors away from the engine. The helm over the top, that disperses all that heat into the air. And the shielding around the sides. That stops the rest of the ship from going up in flames.
A full suit of armor, then. Probably best to take it one piece at a time.
Then you'll need to start with the plating. Everything else fits onto it. I've got the designs and the list of materials here. Show these to Blackthorn. He'll know what to do.
I can't make head nor tail of them.
Luckily, you don't need to. The engine plating's basically just a very efficient conductor. Create a thermal gradient across it and the heat radiates outwards, which... You know what, just show the plans to Blackthorn. He'll know what to do.
Ну, смотри, а если он ничего не поймет? Сейчас такой, это не меч, это не броня. Это какая-то хуйня. Что будем делать тогда?
When it comes to boyish charm, Boots has an indomitable
We're seeing troops amassing at every door.
Blackthorn, could I ask a favor?
Out with
Ну,
it.
попробуй.
It's for Mid.
This my last chance to say I'm otherwise engaged. Spare myself the arseache. Go on then. What is it this time?
She said you would know. Here.
what the hell you'd want this for, but I can make it. Won't be easy though, and I'll need help. Get gathered up,
Конечно,
will ya?
как иначе.
All right.
Сейчас вам надо будет отпиздить 100-500 монстров, чтобы добыть что там, какую-нибудь херню, с которой буду мастерить эту дичь. Давайте, вперед, мальчики.
So Mid's roped us all in here again, has she? Typical. Still, if that's what it takes to get her to visit Sid's grave, I'll do what I can.
And, what is it we need to do, exactly?
Take a look at this. It's this plating. The usual saw grade steel won't work. We need something that can get very hot, very fast, and still keep its shape. That means an alloy. Something that won't break or buckle at the temperatures she's talking about. Which is where you lot come in. I need materials, and I've got my work cut out already. You'll have to fetch them. Now, there's a special kind of sand I'm after that you can only find out in the Velcroy. Stardust, they call it. As for the rest of the stuff, my usual supply should have it in stock. It just needs buying and bringing back here.
Well, we'll get it done quicker if we split up. One of us should probably give you an hand coat in the sand.
And the other can go and get the rest from this supplier.
Right then.
Well, make your minds up who's going where, we can get this over with. You going after the Stardust then, are you? Which one of these two lucky souls is going with you?
Да я что-то как-то хз.
Oh, it's not like it's the most important decision you've ever had to make.
Так, парни.
Up to you who you take to the desert. I mean, Gav's good in the fight, but he don't have my winning personality.
Ah, don't listen to him. You'll be in the lowest of low company with either of us.
Короче, оба долбоеба.
You going after the Stardust then, are you? Which one of
Ну,
these
ты говоришь,
two
что у него
lucky souls
харизма.
is going with you?
Его возьмем, все. Пиздить буду всех сам, а пиздеть будем что-то.
Otto, you're with me.
All right then. Where do we find this Stardust, and how will we know it when we see it?
There's a river that runs through the southern reaches of the Velcroy. It's the black sand that washes up on its banks that you're after.
And I'm guessing you'll be needing sack loads of the stuff. Might be worth our importers at the Dalimil Inn. I'll head down there. See about finding us a wagon.
All right. I'll meet you by the river.
You two take care, eh? I'll go and see this supplier.
Just don't let the bastard fleece you, eh?
Ah, he wouldn't do that. He's Blackthorn's mate. Isn't he?
Best of luck.
I'll head down to Dalimil. See about...
Не, спасибо, не понадобится. Ну, спасибо за приложение.
Don't you worry about me. I can smell a swindle from half the twins away.
Так, погнали сюда. Тут нам делать нечего. Тут нам делать нечего. Ничего. А, погоди. А, посмотрите, там... Вот он, ну, с Мумрика. Где искать егошних монстров. Там где-то в пустыне было, по-моему. Что-то... Питомник, что-то и... Что-то какой-то старый дом, что ли. Так, пустующий дом, да, Дальмекия. Так, и питомник Дальмекия. А это хуй пойми где? Но это я пока не беру на себя. Так. Заброшенные деревья в полях кораллы. Стоит всего лишь хищные насекомые. Поля кораллы. Похуй, ничего не понятно. Чё скажешь?
Our hero returns. That was your doing, was it not? As for me, try not to die.
Привыкайте жить по-новому. Так, южная пустыня Волкура. А, кстати, вот поля кораллов, слушай. Надо туда прогуляться.
Looks like I found the river.
Птицы! Я к вам!
Where's Otto?
Ладно, пошли, идите нахуй. Так, а я здесь был как будто, да? Или что? Вообще местность как будто бы знакомая, как будто бы я тут был. Только здесь, по-моему, здесь было все закрыто. Опа, нельзя запомнить. Университет дырки, река вот. Мне нужен черный песок, он тут только зеленая плесень. Нельзя на лодку запрыгнуть. И чё? Чё не так? Это не та река, да? Ну, она здесь одна.
Get him!
На. Чё не так-то? Ё-моё. Ну ладно, пошли потыкаемся к реке. Может, надо вот так подойти. Быстренько я добрался. Что еще надо? Ёшкин крот. Ну ты вот ты, конечно, спрятался тут в теньке, хмырь. Я по солнцу бегу в черном, а ты в теньке похожаешься.
Otto, sorry I'm late.
Ah, Clive. I had a quick scout about, and I reckon this area's our best bet. Seems Blackthorn's the only one who thinks smithing with his stardust stuff's a good idea. It's just lying here, waiting for any old fool to fill his boots.
But unlike any old fool, you thought to bring a wagon.
Well spotted. Now get filling.
О, это что это за путь в горы? Оп, 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 оп. Там куры бегают. Эй! Уэй! Ты что?
So this is stardust.
Щепотка звездной пыли.
It just looks like black sand to me.
Ну так надо-то сколько нащипать-то, если нам надо дохуя мешков. Давай не щепотку Клайв бери, давай, ну жменьку. И сказано тебе жменьку бери, не щепотку ему. Это ж не учится ничего. Так. А у меня 5 щепоток. 5 щепоток это одна жменька. Уи! Эть, не наебнулся. Ну, иди ты еще. Ну, это пустынная вода. Пес, давай ищи. Ой, нашел. Заметь, пес. Не ты нашел, я нашел.
That should be enough for now. Let's see how Otto's getting on.
Ну, а тут-то вообще, конечно, как с козла молока. Ты что делал-то время? А, ссал в кустах, ну ладно.
How much did you get?
Enough,
Одну жменьку.
I hope.
Ползвезда. Окей.
More than me. Put it all together and I can't see Blackthorn complaining. Much. Here, Clive. Do you fancy a walk?
В смысле пройтись, алло, я только что набегал тут по округе. А, он хочет душу здесь. Ну давай, начинай.
Sid would be proud.
Of what?
Of you, you idiot. The way you've carried on what he started. When we first met, I had you down as a spoilt little puppy who enjoyed nothing more than biting the hand that fed you. 5 years on, you're the one doing the feeding.
To
thanks for proving me wrong.
You weren't wrong. But I changed. Thanks to Sid. And thanks to you. When I suggested taking on his name, you were the first to back me. And if you hadn't, no one else would have. I couldn't have done any of this without you, Otto.
Yo, give over. You're making me blush. All I did was choose hope over despair. I gave you a chance, yes, but you're the one who took it. You took a rabble of homeless, hopeless outcasts and put them back on their feet. Gave them something worth fighting for, just like the old Sid did. About time I was heading back, I reckon. All this scrabbling about in the sand's taken its toll on the old pins.
I'll see you back at the hideaway then. You can take a well-earned rest when you get there.
Oh, I plan to. Believe you me. But I'll make sure Blackthorn gets his precious black sand before I put my feet up. He'll only moan otherwise.
Да, он и без этого любит ворчать, так что это нормально.
Ready to go home, boy?
Авка. Ты пёся. Не ищешь песок ни хрена, да? Вообще есть мнение, что я сюда смогу выйти. Через вот эту вот серию. Пойдем посмотрим. Валим дальше, да? Да. Эй, то щелки позорные. На, по жопу. Да, сучка. Привет, Скалпендра. Воу-воу-воу-воу-воу. Тварь. Так, погоди, а куда ты забыл? Что, тупичок? Тупичок? А, ну, такой себе тупичок. Типа туда нельзя, оттуда можно. Да, да, да. Тут же я не заберусь. Не-не-не. Ну и пожалуйста, ну и не нужно. Так, ну туда-то я не пойду. Так, давай баем-то сюда к челюсти. И потом на пташке прогуляемся до этих полей карнавала. Петух, вперед! Ту-ду-ду-ту-ду! А что за говно хочешь, что я не понял? Говноед. Это, блядь, кустарники только местные, да? Ту-ту-ту-ту-ту-ту-ту. Далеко бежать, конечно, ну ладно. Так, где мой петух?
Come on. Run like the wind.
А чё он не орёт, как в 15 финалке? Вот так вот как-то. Орать надо. Так, и мы идем куда? Вот сюда, наверное, да? Ой, блядь, пяткой ёбнулся, да. Так, мне сюда, да? Смотри-ка, не сюда. Не-не. Ладно, давай. Не спешиваться, а то там других птах надо мочить. А чтобы мой петух этого не видел. Расковырял. Тут есть спуск. О, тут красивенько. Так, поля кораллы, и там что-то был какой-то, по-моему, заброшенный дом, да? Так, это во море какой-то. Во, пустующий дом, не сюда. Ну, в целом можно пройтись, просто прогуляться, то есть, как бы. Тут красиво. Слушай, как ванчики. В четвертом. Ах ты что, ты скотина какая. Что здесь? Еще один. Молодец, пес. Благодарность от меня. Вот ничего ж с собой не могу сделать. Вот лежит хуйня. Я же знаю, это будет дерьмо какое-то. Щепотка, магическая пепел. Мне она нахрен... Какая-то клевая штука. Мне она нахрен не нужна так-то. Какой-то гепард. Подкрадемся и на нахуй. Смотри, задел меня, да? На, сучка. Мразь. Ну, с него толком ничего даже не упало, да, то есть такой себе прогулочка вышла. Ну хотя, блин, может сундук какой-нибудь был бы. Потому что вот эти вот мотки стальных шелков, они как бы вот нахрен не вперлись, все. Был бы сундучок с чем-нибудь полезным, был бы уже поинтереснее. А, туда некуда падать. Привет, парни. Ты чё, куропатка, на земле пасешься? Фух. Так, а здесь уже может быть что-то интересное, да? Но полечился. Че, кстати, никогда не угадаешь, что лежат в этих светяшках. Так, ну вот отседа как будто бы кто-то должен выскочить, да? Сейчас смотрится как небольшая арена. Я могу сюда. Так, там заперто. Не, немножко по ту сторону надо держаться. А он говорит, херня ходит большая. Это не мой клиент. Воу! Не на! Это мразота, сыбался. Блин, не накопил. Скотина ушла, да? Ай ты мразь. Хер тебе, понял? Иди сюда, гадина. Сука. А что не понял, что он полеченный, что ли? Почему жизней так много? Сучка, осыбался. Понял, кто тут босс. Ух, но это не моя судьба. Да. Моя цель где-то вот здесь. Что за закоулочка такая? Не, это глаза здесь можно. Хоть нельзя. Вот то, да? Мистер злые насекомыши. Привет, мухи. Навозы. О, блядь. Это какие-то засранцы. Так. Держите-ка мухи вот там. Всеобъемлющий вихрь. Ну и вместе с этим еще один вихрь. Вау, мне... Она внесла мне падя, да? На все страшно. Инстинкты самосохранения работают.
Peace at last.
Ну, обойти уже звука просто так посмотреть, что тут есть. Здоровенькое молоко. О, смотри, что нашел. А ты-то такой.
You lost, stranger. Wherever you're headed, it's back the way you came.
Ну и ладно. Ну и не пойду я к вам в гости. Какой-то мужичок неприветливый. Отворот-поворот мне дал. Ну, а зато я сюда перемещение нашел, это тоже хорошо. Хоть что-то. Что ты радостно? Блять, в этой саванне. На то. Слушай, я не знаю. Ничего не могу сказать по этому поводу. У меня вообще вроде как без задержки. Ну, то есть указано у меня на ТЧ все без задержки, но... Не факт. Далеко. Да ты же ёшкин. Давай, дотянусь. Ну, не сказал бы, что я ему сильно снял. Упади, мразь. Все, на копейка остался. Вообще, по последним данным, вроде как без задержки было, но... Не знаю, может, что-то бывает, что-то с интернетами. Невозможно, она имеет место быть. Так, это сраные яки, да, получается? Так, вот посмотрим, что там за построечка. И можно сваливать в убежище. Сука. Воу, а тебя-то я вообще не хотел трогать. Ты что ты делаешь? Тогда лови. Раз пришел. Под сраку тебе, блядь, лезвиями нахрен. Так, я надеюсь, эти антилопы за меня. Твою мать. Нате. А, я его уже убил. Разбойник, привет, разбойник. Вот вам всем. А пока они там веселятся на карусельке, мы с тобой побеседуем. Так, а кроме разбойников тут ничего, собственно, интересного не было, да? Так, это что, сундук? Нет? А, где? Что здесь? Хрень! О, можно отсюда сваливать. А, точно, новый лог, типа нашел эту херню для перемещения. Думаю, что за фигня появилась? Что такое?
Let's hope this is all Blackthorn needs.
Это-то хватит, он сейчас за другим пошет. Еще как говно момент собирать. У-ту-ту-ту-ту-ту.
You mean the Iron Kingdom?
Так. Ну, ни хрена все не понял. Ну ладно, в любом случае, в Дальмекии где-то будет написано, где питомник, там и туда и надо будет свернуть.
Blackthorn. Got everything you need.
Yeah. Yeah, I do. Cheers for the stardust. Should be enough to be getting on with.
Nice to get out and about for once. Let's do it again sometime, eh?
I'll make a start on putting this thermal plating together then. It will take some time, mind. So if you've got other things to be getting on with, I could do without you breathing down my neck.
Thank you, Blackthorn. I'll let Mid know construction's underway.
Suppose we'd better be getting back to work too.
Give us a shout if you need anything.
Ну-ка, сейчас надо будет проверить, допустим, задержку стрима, да? Ну-ка, сейчас что-нибудь в чат отправим. Тест. Да, вроде как. Я бы не сказал, что задержка вообще имеется. Так, это чата, да? Например. Так, а вот стрима. Так, паузу нажал. Да, получается без задержки. Секунда, 2, 3. Все четенько.
come up with something soon.
Рассказывай.
You'll be pleased to hear that Blackthorn started work on the plating.
Excellent. 1 down, 2 to go.
So, what's next?
The helm, of course. For this, we'll be repurposing fallen scrap.
Salvage from the ruins? I thought that material was all but impossible to work.
Ah, but we don't have to.
I'm sorry.
Just so happens there's one particular ruin that's broken into exactly the right shape and size pieces for what we need. What's the name back there? I'll give you all details.
What's her name? Right.
Привет, тетя, вон-то вот.
Oh, Sid.
Какое
Is
чудо имя.
this about the helm?
Yes. Mid said I should speak with you.
I'll show you the plans then. Here you see the mithril engine, in which mithril is burned to generate heat. That heat is then harnessed to produce motive force. Excess heat is dealt with by means of the thermal displacement stack, which disperses it into the surrounding air. Now, were we to rely on thermal plating alone to achieve this effect, the rate of excess heat buildup would far exceed the displacement coefficient of the plating. In other words, the reactor would overheat and eventually explode. This is where the helm comes in. It connects to the plating, you see, and serves as a sort of thermal sink to absorb all that excess energy. Our experiments have shown that fallen ceramics are remarkably thermophilic. They can withstand and absorb levels of heat far above anything we are able to make today. And not only that, they're also waterproof and immune to rust, making them the perfect material for our protective hood. Why, if sea or rainwater were to enter the reactor proper, it would vaporize instantly. The forces produced would tear the ship from stern to...
You can stop there. I understand. Mid said we might be able to use parts of a fallen ruin. Where would I find it?
Ah, yes. It's in Lorbert's Pass, near Lostwing. The thing is, well, I probably should have arranged to have the pieces we need brought here sooner. You see, a certain unwanted visitor has taken up residence there. It's no longer a matter of just walking in and taking them. It's, going to be considerably more dangerous than that.
I see. Then I suppose I'd better deal with this unwanted visitor for you. Would that help?
Oh, very much. Thank you, Sid. I'll gather my team and head there right away. We'll meet you outside the ruins.
Опять кого-то пиздить. Надеюсь, они такие расстояния... А, ну да, они не пешком приходят. У них же вот эти камни для телепорта.
I'll be taking you all to a storehouse in the Bales. Leave anything you don't need behind.
Блин, я тут давно не был. Если честно, так навскидку не помню, куда идти. Так, наверх или дальше? Нет, наверх. А, эти парни тут какую-то заварушку затевают.
Ready, girl?
Straight home now. This one. Time to fight.
Ну, рассказывай, кто у тебя завелся.
Oh, there you are, Sid. Thanks so much for coming. The, ruins are just over there, as is the creature I told you about, I'd imagine. Would you mind?
Чё-то она не договаривает, по-моему.
Right back.
Слышь, барышня, если это западня,
The pieces we need are in the ruins, just over there, as is the terrifying monster.
чё, кролик, небось? Ну и плащ-то не похож через меч. Так, собака-то со мной? Иди поразнюхай, что там?
Anybody home?
Подожди.
This must be our unwanted visitor. Time to go.
Ты мразь какая. Да, что-то ты пал. А твою мать, сука ты, телепортная, блядь. Твою налево, сука. Умри, паскуда тварь.
The things I do for you, Mid.
Sid! Oh, thank goodness.
Я думал, там кролик, а ты что-то
You shouldn't have any trouble now.
Indeed.
не могла сразу сказать.
Don't let us keep you. We'll, see that everything is transported safely back to the hideaway.
All right. I'll let Mid know you're on your way.
Так, око воина. Увеличить длительность действия тоника силы на 10 секунд. Но я редко пользуюсь этими херозами, так что пофигам. Вообще. Что-то новое в магазине, да?
And what can I do for you? You've a keen eye. I do like a customer who knows what he wants. I'll be here if you need me.
Домой, домой. Так, сколько тебе надо еще
Welcome to the
до моей
patrons.
награды?
Is everything we've received and everything promised?
550. Мне 540, еще десяточку.
Come again. I may have more for you.
Think Mid might need some help.
If I don't come up with something soon.
Mid. Helena has recovered the material for the helm. She'll be along shortly.
Excellent. Another job well done.
And just one remaining.
Right. Right, the shielding. This one's a bit of a bugger.
How so?
The plating's enough to stop the engines going pop, but those things will still be spitting out enough fire to set the rest of the ship ablaze. Which is why you need proper shielding. A prism for the dragon's breath that's blazing away inside. I thought a triple thick layer of tempered steel might do it. Or more of the stuff that the Fallen use, but they'd both be too heavy. The helm and the plating are bulky enough as it is. Add any more weight and the whole ship would be at the bottom of the briny before we'd even started. I need something light. But I've racked my brains and I just can't think what would do it.
Well, if I were in need of obscure knowledge, I know whose counsel I would seek. Hippocrates.
Tomes? Yeah, well, I'd thought of that, obviously. I've got all the details written down here. Can you take this to him, see what he makes of it?
Right away.
Ну да, старикан-то умен.
We're seeing troops amassing everywhere.
Так, а ты чё за нас споешь?
Our ship lies still in harbor, her soul sails on the main. The breath of ages at her back, adventure in her veins.
Thanks to Sid.
Дед, как тебе дело?
Hippocrates, do you have the moment?
For you, Clive, always.
Well, actually, it's for mid this time. Could you take a look at this?
Shielding for a mithril engine? Whatever will that girl think of next? What are these notes around the edges?
She has some specific requirements for the materials. The shielding needs to be able to resist extreme heat on the inside, and yet remain cool enough on the outside not to set the ship alight, while also being light enough not to sink it. As you can imagine, she's struggling to find anything that meets her needs.
I see.
I wondered if you might know of a solution, or if you might be able to search the records for one.
Perhaps it is not a different material she requires, but a different approach.
What do you mean?
Consider the lake we have made our home. Its blighted waters eat away far more quickly than fresh water or even brine, at timber and steel alike. And yet, we have made a home here from those very materials nonetheless.
We have. But Bardolph must varnish every board twice over to keep it from rotting. And Obelisk complains that without a constant supply of pitch. I see.
Early Gregorian histories speak of a preparation known as moon dew. It is said to be able to resist even the most ferocious flames. Before the dragoons tamed the worms and wyverns of the realm, nobles would daub their castle walls with it in order to guard against dragonfire.
So if we could recreate it...
It might be applied to some material or other in order to provide the protection Mid requires. As to how best to apply it and to what material, perhaps Bardolph and Obelisk might be of assistance. I shall speak to them and see what wisdom they might have to offer. If you would be so kind as to procure the necessary ingredients, I shall discuss the specifics of how it might be most effectively put to use with our two friends. The knowledge of the past may yet prove useful to we of the modern era.
Thank you, Hippocrates. And since you're asking others to help you, perhaps I should too.
So you need a hand, do you?
We do. I'll be heading to market for the ingredients we need. I could do with some help. And some company too.
The other can assist me in researching how best to prepare the shielding itself.
Can we count on your aid?
Always. Well, if Jill's game.
Thank you.
I am sure either of these fine young minds would prove indispensable in my research. I leave the decision as to who will go with whom in your capable hands, Clive.
Ну, блин, вообще Джилл, конечно, но... А звуки худо станет.
Against even the most ferocious flames. We could have done with some of that on Drustinus.
I doubt I would have survived that place with or without it. A trip to Northreach, though, I think either of us could handle.
Джилл, любовь моя, пойдем.
Against even the most ferocious flame.
So, Clive, have you made your decision? Who will accompany you on your little excursion?
Very well. So then, what do we need to find?
I have taken the liberty of preparing a list. Here.
White chocobo eggs. Pepper nuts. Are you
Да
sure
дед
this list
пожрать
is right?
захотел.
Everything on here seems very edible. I would have thought the ingredients would be a little more exotic.
Though these items may seem mundane, they have potent effects that are rarely exploited, effects for which they were once highly prized. So much so, in fact, that they were harvested almost to extinction, hence moon dews having fallen from favor. Now, of course, they can be obtained with ease. You should be able to find everything you need at the market in Northreach.
Is that so? I've been meaning to visit Northreach anyway. I'll set out now. Join me there when you're ready.
I will. Until then.
You two enjoy yourselves.
You too, Talia.
Стопэ. Дед, я ж тебе не все рассказал.
Is there something I might assist you with, Clive? I have said it many times. His story is it. Were you aware... But what of the twins themselves? Yes, change will come. I have a few new notes that might interest you. What subject shall we consider today? Did you learn everything you needed?
Ну, так, не густо, но хоть что-то.
Now, where's Jill?
Keep them pilchards nice and chilled. I won't have you spoiling another catch.
Джилл, любовь моя.
Can never tell.
How goes the hunt for ingredients?
I've only just started. I'm sure everything we need is somewhere amongst all these stalls, though. Why don't we split up and see? We'll take a couple of ingredients each.
All right. What am I looking for?
How about you look for the pepio nuts and some garlic? I'll find the other things we need. We can meet by the gate when we're finished.
Up! You'll not find a bruised pippin in the bush. Fresh cuts! Come and get them before they're gone.
Что у тебя? Яйца?
Much, but you're free to look.
Чеснок.
Ah, yes. I trust it's all here. You're always welcome here in Lostwing.
Так, тогда у тебя орехи.
And? That's everything. Let's see how Jill's getting on.
Все, чесноками навалом. И орешков тоже.
I did.
Все, пошли за пивом.
garlic, and pepio nuts. Perfect. Now all that remains is for Harpocrates to somehow turn all this into what Mid needs to keep her engine cool. But before we head back, would you walk with me a while?
Только если насиновал. Пикничок.
Thank you for asking me to help you today. It makes a nice change.
It does. It's good to get away from all the battle and bloodshed for once. Just being here reminds me of when we were children. Do you remember? Walking down Market Street in Rosalith, taking in the sights and smells.
How could I forget? What with Torgal's antics. Remember how his nose would prick up at the scent of sausages? He'd go racing away and we'd have to go running after him. We wouldn't catch you now, would we, boy?
Дайте колбасу, как бы говорит Торгл.
There was, yes. Well, sort of. Molly in the kitchens told me about a place that sells particularly good pies. Thought you might like to share one with me.
I would. Thank you.
And I saw some bread. Big white cobs like the baker back in Rosalith used to make. What do you think? I thought we might get some soup to dip it in. But then I tried a slice of the butcher's dry-cured ham and it was just... oh.
You all right?
Sorry. It's just... you're right. I really do feel like a child again being here with you. Clive. Is it wrong of me to enjoy this?
No, Jill.
Всегда надо радоваться.
And it's how our lives will be when our work is finally done. When we can live on our own terms.
I hope so. Thank you, Clive.
Ну же. Блин. Че, опять ничего не будет?
Well, I suppose we best be getting back. I need to give these ingredients to Harpocrates and Talia.
И как же отведать мой большой меч?
Take care.
I will. You too.
Сорвалась. Эй, пёс, она и хлеб прихватила с собой, блин. За ней. Срочно. Отдай булку.
I wonder how Harpocrates is getting on with the moon dew.
Welcome back. I hope you two had fun while I was busy helping Harpocrates.
Нет, мы не скучали.
Clive, Harpocrates has all the ingredients. We were just waiting for you.
А ты куда запихала все батоны? Вместе с корзиной. Капец.
How's work on the shielding progressing, Harpocrates?
Well, very well indeed. And thanks in no small part to your kind assistance. I was just explaining to Tarja how we might best go about preparing the moon dew. And now that we have all the ingredients, we may begin.
You can count on me. I've mixed more than a few mysterious concoctions in my time.
I'm sure you have. What about the shielding itself?
Work is underway, under the watchful eyes of Bardolph and Obolus.
Apparently, it'll be ready soon.
Thank you. All of you.
Right then. Jill, would you join me in the infirmary? Many hands make light work and all that.
Of course.
Кажется, она хочет увести у меня дамочку.
Thank you. It was nice just being with you.
It appears our work
Ты это, мой меч наготове, если что.
A shame. I was enjoying playing the man of action for once. When both the shielding and the moondew are ready, it will merely be a matter of applying the one to the other. Followed by a rigorous process of testing and retesting, of course. Perhaps someone ought to warn young Mid of that.
Leave it to me. Thank you, Hippocrates. Well, I'd better go and give Mid the good news then.
Ну да, все собрато.
We're seeing troops amass at every
Опля.
Oh, I wasn't expecting you back so soon. All yours. All done?
Никому моя помощь не нужна.
Live. Quick look.
Seen enough? Before you ask, the answer's no. You can't daub yourself in moondew to protect yourself against fire. I had the
Да
same
блин,
idea.
я так думал.
Tests. And trust me, you don't want that stuff anymore.
Погоди-ка, ты сказала, что Джилл пойдет с тобой тебе помогать. Где она? Я вижу только мужика. А я ее не вижу. А, убежала куда-то с батонами развлекаться.
Let me know if you find any books worth reading.
Oh, we've hundreds of them in the shelves. Why don't I show you round one day?
Sorry to keep you waiting, Mid. But you'll be pleased to know that work on the shielding is underway.
You found something for it?
In a manner of speaking, Hippocrates knew of a substance that's highly resistant to heat. A coating that should provide the protection you need. He's supervising the construction and testing of the shielding as we speak.
Brilliant! I knew you wouldn't let me down.
Don't thank me. I'm just the errand boy.
Ого.
Better start working out how to bolt all these bits together. To the Black Hammer!
У вас вот просто на побегушках, походу.
You know, when I got into the smithing game, I thought I'd be making swords and shields, not thermal bleeding didgeridoo-dahs.
Displacement stacks.
Same difference. Whatever you call it, I ain't putting it together in here. It's cramped enough as it is. Let's take this outside. Mid, you get all the parts lined up on the deck. I'll take care of the rest.
On my way.
Oh, and bring me the biggest hammer you can find. This is gonna require some precision walloping.
Чё, насобирали хуйню какую-то, нет? Пока что-то не пойми что.
It's finally finished.
Fuck for that. I'll be feeling my hammer arm for weeks.
Thank you, Clive, Blackthorn, everyone. That's one down and just 3 more to go.
I'm sorry.
Oh, didn't I tell you? The Enterprise has 4 mithril engines, and we'll be needing a displacement stack for each.
You don't mean...
Don't worry. Now they've got a finished one to work off. My gang in Canva can build the rest.
Good luck to them, I say. Right, I'm off to get a sling for this elbow. Any other work comes in, keep it to yourselves, eh?
What's the matter?
Nothing. Just daydreaming. Thinking about the Enterprise sailing off over the horizon to shores unknown. Searching for a land untouched by the Blight. Just like me and my dad planned. So if the worst came to the worst and every scrap of soil in the Twins turned black, we might still have a chance. That's what she was meant to be. You see, one last chance just in case we needed it. But now she's so close to being finished, I've realized I don't want her to be that. I don't want her to be just a lifeboat for us to cling to if things get desperate. I want people to sail aboard her by choice, not from the lack of it. In a world where we're not just trying to survive, but where we can actually live.
I'm working on that. And I'll do everything I can to get you what you want.
Don't you always? All right. My mind's made up. As soon as the Enterprise is fit to sail, I'm putting her under your command. Sod our plans, I'm trusting in yours.
Are you sure about this?
Something tells me it's what my dad would have wanted.
He'd be proud of you.
You were gonna visit his grave, weren't you?
I was. And you can come too now that your little project is finished.
Right. There's just one thing I need to finish up first. Won't be a mo.
All right. I'll let Otto know you're coming. Meet us in the mess when you're ready.
Aye, aye, Captain.
Ned told me she was building a ship.
Ох, не появился. Не появился.
How are you doing? Anything catch your eye? Always something in there.
Так, ну пошли сначала к Миту, да? Дойдем.
Sid, reckon you might be just the man to help me out of a bit of bother, if you've a mind to.
Let's hear it.
Well, it's about this alembic the chief's got me making. Lovely bit of kit it is. Bunging a solution you want splitting, and it will separate it out, just like that. Problem is, it won't always get rid of all the impurities. And with some of the stuff we need it for, that ain't good enough. Which is why I've been looking for something to filter the liquid we'll be cooking off. And that's where I was hoping you could help me out.
I imagine Ty could get some use out of this alembic too. Distilling medicines and the like. All right. Why not?
Proper job.
Так, интересно, а мне-то что
What do you
будет?
need for this filter?
Nothing but bomb ash'll do, says the chief. Gave me a sample she'd obtained from the university stores. Couldn't believe my eyes. You pour the blackest blight water through it, and it comes out clear as a mountain stream. So, I did a bit of reading about where I might be able to get hold of some. And do you know what I found out? It's only the blimmin' bones of a bomb king. They leave them behind when they die, see?
I take it that's where I come in.
If you wouldn't mind. I saw a billet on the hunt board for one just the other day. Would have gone myself, but, well, fighting dirty great balls of flame isn't exactly my forte. You, on the other hand...
All right. I'll see what I can do.
Thank you kindly. And a good hunting, eh?
Так, носки для охотников, ну окей. Это? Симбек котел. А, ну и все, в общем, мы идем за ней, да.
Mick told me she was building a ship.
Is that the thing Tomes helped?
He cracked the crystal too.
Trouble with the ledgers. Shouldn't he be asking Otto for help? What could be wrong with Torgor? He seemed well enough when I last saw him.
Ну, спасибо, конечно, его заставили таких хуям было строить для корабля. Он устал. Дайте ему отпуск.
Hopefully it's nothing. But I should speak to Blackthorn just in case. Blackthorn, do you have a moment?
Not really, no.
This won't take long. I just wanted to ask how you're getting on. August was worried about you, and you might still be doubting your craft, even after learning the trick of that cuirass. Is there something else weighing on your mind? Perhaps sharing your thoughts might help.
That bastard's like a dog with a bone. Still, he got a keen eye, I'll give him that. He's just, well, Karen showed me something. Something I've never seen before.
And that was?
A sword. An odd-looking thing with a single-edged blade. The metal itself wasn't anything to write home about, but fuck me. The edge on it. You could slice a man clean in two with a weapon like that, and he'd be halfway home before he even realized he'd been cut.
So that's what's troubling you?
Nah. Not troubling me exactly. More distracting. Can't stop thinking, how do you get an edge that sharp? It's driving me mad.
And if you knew how to do it, we could arm the curse breakers with even better blades.
That's about the size of it, yeah.
I'll see what I can find out. Sharper swords are always welcome. And we can't have our master blacksmith being distracted.
You're a soft touch, you know that. But I can't say I'm not grateful for it. Good luck, eh?
Thank you. Let's see what Karen knows about this sword.
А что скажешь, я ничего не знаю, уже продал его, типа, тролливали. Пизду отседал куда там в ебене.
Told Nan about Kupka. Hopefully all our old friends can rest easy now.
I got your note. You think something's wrong with Torgal?
So you can read. Congratulations.
Побольше твоего читай.
I said something weren't right. He's not been eating me treats.
А потому что он у меня берет лакомство.
Didn't like him, which is why I'm of a mind that his mind's on something else. You've not been working him too hard, have you?
No harder than usual. Is that it, boy? Do you need a rest?
What was it you said he was? A frost wolf?
That's what the lawsman seems to think.
Then maybe this all has something to do with whatever it is that's woken inside him.
I suppose things have been different since Rosalith. Perhaps Hippocrates knows something.
Instead of everything, you mean? Perhaps.
You're looking well, Karen.
What do you want? Out with it.
I want to know about the sword you showed Blackthorn. Single-edged and extremely sharp.
Running around after him again, are you?
I suppose I am, yes. But I need to help him find out how to work an edge like that. It's driving him to distraction.
Little wonder, I suppose. There's not many like that make it as far as the twins, and those that do go straight into private collections. Which made it nice and easy finding a buyer.
Can you tell me who bought it? Where is it now?
You think I tell people who my clients are? Suppose you're not likely to go nicking him off me, are you now? Fine. If you stop mooning at me like that. Lord Ignac's the man you want. Delmechian bloke. Collects weapons and the like. And he's got more money than sense, which is why he's one of my favourite clients. Reckon he'll still be at the inn in Dalamil, where I left him.
Thank you, Karen.
Oh. And he's a touch eccentric. If you take my meaning.
I appreciate the warning. Lawsman, I need to ask you about Torgor. Something's not right with him.
He isn't ill, is he?
I don't think so. But according to Lady Karen, he seems to have lost his appetite, which is certainly a new development. She says he's hardly been touching his bones of late, and she believes it may have something to do with what happened at Rosalith Castle.
I rather think she might be right, though not about his appetite. All canids are instinctively inclined to crack open bones for the rich marrow that resides within, and I see no reason why a frostwolf should be any different. Accordingly, I suspect it is not a lack of appetite that afflicts Torgal, but a surfeit of it. If we assume that his newfound magics require additional nourishment to sustain, it may well be that the bones Lady Karen is accustomed to providing are no longer sufficient. Frostwolves, after all, habitually prey upon far larger animals, whose bones may yield altogether different nutrients. As to where one might find a suitable substitute, some antelopes that graze the meadows of eastern Rosaria have been known to grow to a size more than double
Че,
that
пойдем снижать ихнюю популяцию?
I don't recall ever seeing any that large.
And little wonder. The oldest and largest such creatures rarely leave the safety of the highlands for fear of predators. The last elder antelope sighting I recall hearing about took place near Cressida, and that was long before the village was abandoned.
Even so, it seems like a good place to start.
Good hunting, Clive.
Is that the thing Tomes helped?
Nick told me she was building a ship.
Clive, did you get my letter?
That's why I'm here.
Shh. Otto won't be listening.
Is this better?
A little. Listen, I've some bad news. It turns out the hideaway may be slightly behind in its payment to certain lenders, and it may be my fault, but I swear to the goddess, I thought I had the numbers square. Sadly, that square turned out to be more of a circle. Zero.
Ты, сучок, все пропел.
I can straighten it out, I swear, but it's gonna take some time, and I'm gonna need help keeping it from Otto.
Bit late for that, I'd say.
There you are! What a surprise!
So let me get this straight. You forget to pay our lenders what they're due, and instead of coming straight to me, you get Clive to come to you. You know, he'll dig you out of the hole you've dug for yourself. Clive, the man in charge of the place you've been cheerfully trying to bankrupt. And you thought this was a cunning plan. Why? Well, who needs paying?
Oh, just Martha. and the dame, and, well, Lady Karen, but only 500 talents.
We owe 3 of our most trusted friends 5 million gil.
Each. 5 million each.
Ну, у меня столько нет.
Money we used to rebuild the hideaway, you see, and well, I must have made some sort of oversight.
Those ledgers were my responsibility, and it was my decision to entrust them to you. This is my fault.
Do we have that much to hand? I can always ask my uncle.
No, we don't. And no, you won't. We've lightened Lord Rosfield's purse enough. After the king's ransom we had off him, he deserves better than to see our begging bowl. Besides, we'll need to learn to stand on our own if we're gonna make this work.
All right. But that doesn't mean you have to shoulder the burden yourself. Is there anything I can do to help?
There might be. How'd you fancy taking these to Martha and the dame?
Rocks.
Rocks, he says. Worth 1,000 talents apiece, these are. A little something Sid and I set aside for when times got lean. And I reckon 15 million in overdue debt probably qualifies. I just hope our associates' eyes are a bit more discerning than yours.
I'm sure there will be.
Should be me making the rounds, really. But you know how it is with this place. Orders to bark.
Так одевай носки, пошли.
And all that.
I know. Which is why I don't mind going in your place.
Go. Do you know why I only gave Master Clive here 2 star rubies?
Because you'd rather Lady Karen killed me.
Because I'd rather Lady Karen killed you. Yes.
Well, I suppose this is goodbye then.
Прощай.
I'm sure Karen will understand.
Really? Do you think so?
No, I don't.
Так, что там? Симбек, котел. А еще вот какой-то проход. А, ну, блин, ну... Не показано, что за кета? Там котел же был написан. Ну да. Да, и там имперская погонь была написана. Конечно, сюда и надо. Я хочу попробовать парировать. Ну ты мразь. Так, где-то здесь вот тропка в котел. Ну, здравствуй, царь-бомба. Я тебя нахрен пошел. Так, принципе, не рушите, да, смотри. Няу, няу. Я на кусок. Блять, их много. На, нахуй. Понял, тут босс. Уголек, бомба, материал.
Your reign is over. Now to collect the ash. I should... This looks like the stuff. Let's see if there's any more.
Было бы потешно, если бы Хобана тут не хватает. Надо еще 50 таких валить. А нет, это было бы не круто ни хрена.
I needed that.
Отнесем пепел бомбы. Там, видимо, что-то у нас какие-то улучшения появятся.
Mid told me she was building a ship.
right there, Sid?
Ну,
How's
здорово.
that hunt for the bomb ash going?
I have it here.
That's the stuff. And plenty of it, too. Enough to keep the alembic bubbling away for a good old while. You're a gent, Sid. Let nothing say otherwise. Right then. Let's get this contraption up and running. There we have it. The Telemon Alembic. And it works just like the chief said it would.
Very impressive.
Says the man who cut down a burning boulder. Speaking of which, I still haven't returned the favor.
There's no need. The good it will do for the hideaway is reward enough.
Don't be silly. Why don't you let me take a look at that bag of yours?
Хилки?
The one you keep your potions in. Reckon I could work some magic on that, huh?
What kind of magic?
Well, we happen to have isolated a substance in our test run of the alembic that I reckon will make even the toughest lever supple as anything. Thought we might use it to breathe new life into old boots and the like. Save the hideaway a few gil. Ah, I reckon if we slap a bit on your bag, it'll loosen it up enough for you to squeeze in a bottle or two more.
Well, it can't hurt to try, I suppose.
А, количество.
That's the
Ну,
spirit.
хорошо.
Leave it with me. I'll only be a mo. Well, what do you reckon?
It certainly feels more flexible.
Right? Told you.
Thank you. I think.
No. Thank you for supporting Mid and the rest of us in our endeavors. Without you, we'd never have been able to discover wonders like that stuff I rubbed on your bag. And I'm telling you, there's plenty more where that came from.
Ну ок, ок. Это очень хорошо. Пойти с песиком надо разобраться. Накормить его антилопами. Так, это не антилопы.
There's talk that the glass gate.
Ну ладно, раз уж мы здесь, пойдем отдадим камень. Правда, сейчас скажешь, пошел ты нахер со своим камнем, денег давай. Бля, это уже проститутки, они меня сейчас в анальное рабство заберут.
What am I going to do without Sweetwater and Island Talk?
Milady, I come bearing gifts.
Gifts? Whatever is the occasion.
Clive, you really have outdone yourself.
Otto asked me to give it to you. To settle the Hideaway's debt with the Veil. And to compensate you for the time it took us to do so.
You disappoint me, Clive. I thought you might finally be warming to me.
Не-не-не-не, у меня есть дама сердца.
I tried to tell him as much the first time around. The man owes me nothing, nor does the Hideaway. My contribution to the restoration effort was made freely and willingly. It was the least I could do.
You once told me Sid did you a kindness. I'd like to do the same. Please, accept it. For my sake. And for Otto's. For all of us. For all you've done.
It is rather fetching, isn't it? Very well. Otto is lucky to have you, Clive. I doubt anything could ever replace his son. But you and the others at the Hideaway are the closest thing he has to family.
Otto had a son.
Long ago, yes. Sid told me Otto lost him when he was just a boy, and blamed himself for not being able to stop it. I don't know how it happened, whether there was anything he could have done, but it was clear that it weighed heavily on him.
I didn't know.
How could you have? I doubt anyone did. Besides Sid, I've never met a man more keen to bear his sorrows in stoic silence. An ill habit, given that both have always been surrounded by friends desperate to help them.
I'm beginning to see that.
О, да, тоже прям возле Марты. А, ну как, собственно, и там тоже было возле мадам. Что же скажет? Ой, не надо ничего. Все-таки альтруисты.
Considerable amount of coin for your help with our rebuilding efforts. And though I doubt it's what you were expecting, we were hoping you'd take this as payment.
A star, Ruby? I can't accept this. It's worth at least twice what you owe me. More if you can find yourself the right buyer.
Think of the difference as interest.
Interest? If word got out I charged that much, no one would ever borrow from me again. Anyway, why are you the one here asking me about this? I'd have expected Otto. Bit much sending the Lord Marquis out to settle your debts, isn't it? The old goat working himself to death again?
Something like that. Most days I think he's the only reason the Hideaway's still standing.
Same as always, eh? Back when the place was nothing but a twinkle in the eye of a recently retired Lord Commander, word is he was the first one Sid reached out to. Probably knew that without his strong arm and level head, the idea would never get off the ground. Sid may have been the face of the Hideaway, but Otto's always been the backbone. And when Sid passed away, we were all worried that would be the end of it. That Otto would just give up.
His death was hard on everyone. But it must have hit Otto hardest of all.
But he didn't give up, did he? Quite the opposite, in fact. If I recall, he was the one who nominated you as Sid's replacement, and rallied the rest around you. I reckon what he saw in Sid, he saw in you too. And don't we all? Doesn't hurt that you're half as stubborn and twice as handsome, neither. That, and you keep good company.
I suppose I do. Gob will want to know the stones were delivered. If he's still with us.
Топать, топать. До туда. Эй, не бей меня. Нахрен. Так, куда мне? А мне назад, назад, назад.
Well, it's certainly quiet. If I were a giant antelope, it would seem like just the place.
Посмотрим, насколько вы тут гигантский.
I doubt we'll find one bigger than that. You hungry, Torgal?
Это вот вы гигантские антилопы. А ну-ка, давайте полетаем. Ешь скорей. Пока не остыли. Че, нет?
I say that answers my question. Which means we owe the lawsmen our thanks. You're just a big puppy, aren't you? A very big puppy. You do know you can take that with you, Torgal.
Так понесешь ты.
Your appetite back. Come on, boy.
Или я понесу, я положу в сумку возьму себе, а меня понесешь ты. Можно так. Там говорят, поля... все, кажется, понял. Да, была там полянка. Не помню, выходил. Да. Это был тут, по-моему, еще сундук, по-моему, был где-то. Ух, ёп. А вот я тут не ожидал, конечно, какой-то... Ну, вернее, ожидал, но не сейчас. Он еще и лысный. Ёп ты, моля. Ну, давай, будем тебе снимать броню. Лютый. Лежать, сука. Так, походу, зря. Вот ты мразь. Прикинь. Ты солта. Ёбаный рот, иди нахуй.
Petrol ready.
Сука, ты все бой, да, выдумал? Походу он меня уделал. Нахрен пошел. Так, ладно, пошли в Долемил отправимся тогда.
People take notice of wealthy men. Shouldn't be too hard to track down Kara's collector.
They say the Drake's Fang is gone. The whole Mother Crystal gone. What are we gonna do?
Back again, are you? Any more trouble and you'll be barred for life, however deep your friend's pockets might be.
Here, you. Listen, I've got this theory. The Fallen, I don't think they all fell. Some of them are still living among us. You.
My reputation will be ruined! Ruined!
Calm yourself, Lord Ignac, I beg of you, before you do yourself a mischief.
Pardon the intrusion, but...
Out! Get out! I paid for these rooms so I wouldn't be disturbed. Leave me be!
Не нервничай, дядя.
Allow me to apologize. His lordship is going through a difficult time, and he's never been fond of guests arriving unannounced.
Radim! Get rid of the filthy oaf this instant!
Very good, Lord Ignac. Would you mind stepping outside for a moment?
I'm sorry if I've caused you any trouble.
That? No. That's just how his lordship is.
though the morning's events have left him somewhat fractious. He has been dispossessed of his luggage, you see. The thieves also made away with a considerable amount of coin. Coin the innkeeper will soon be keen to collect.
I don't suppose a certain blade was among the stolen items. A single-edged sword. It was purchased from a merchant friend of mine.
Ah, you know Lady Karen. Yes, I'm afraid it was.
Then I'll retrieve Lord Ignac's luggage. But I have one condition.
You have but to state it. You are welcome to anything that is within my power to grant.
I want an audience with Lord Ignac. A few minutes should be enough. Then I'll be on my way.
A condition I would be a fool to refuse. Of course, you shall have your audience.
I don't suppose you saw where the thieves went.
I did not, no. Though some discreet inquiries made on his lordship's behalf mean that I know where you might find them. The bandit's bed. Every ill-gotten coin in Dalamil is said to pass through that disreputable corner of the Valcroy.
And that's where I'm heading.
I shall speak to Lord Ignac in your absence, and arrange for an audience upon your triumphant return.
That will be very kind of you.
Farewell, and best of luck.
Далековато. Простите, скорпионы, не сегодня. Птицы. Мы просто идем мимо.
Got company! Come on, lads, let's tear the bastard's head off!
Да, ты там не-то. Живой. Ну вот все, и всего делов.
This must be Ignac's luggage. Nothing seems to be damaged. All right. Let's get it back to Dalamel.
I hear I have you to thank for the return of my effects. What shall I call you, my good man?
Wyvern. Glad to make your acquaintance.
A formidable name indeed. Well, Wyvern, I appear to be in your debt. Redeem here tells me you wished for an audience. Is that all?
A few moments of your time should suffice, yes.
You're a peculiar fellow, Wyvern. All right, speak. Master Wyvern was wondering if you could tell him about a certain single-edged sword you recently acquired. Oh, a true work of art, that one. Karen drove me hard on the price, but I would have sold her Radim here to get my hands on that sword. It was made in the Outer Isles, far beyond the Twins, and is used exclusively by the practitioners of a unique school of swordsmanship. They believe no combat should ever exceed a single strike, and hone their blades to such perfection that none ever does. Each sword is made for that one perfect stroke, and for that stroke only. They crack upon a second blow. There's a brutal sort of beauty to it, really.
But how do they hone such an edge?
Fine question.
Так он хрупкий получается.
Stone, of course. Wet stones, rather. A whole array of them, ranging from the coarse to the fine. 10,000 licks with the sharpening stone, then 10,000 more. But it is the final stone which lends the blade its legendary sharpness. A mineral quite foreign to this great realm of ours. And that is the key. The secret ingredient. Wyvern, it occurs to me that my little lecture is hardly equal to services rendered. Take this, together with my regards. The very stone of which I spoke, far rarer among collectors than even the blade itself, and a far more fitting payment.
Thank you.
Pardon the intrusion, my lordship. However, it is long past time we prepared ourselves to depart.
So it is. I am locked in bitter competition with a rival collector of curiosities. I am one step ahead of the unscrupulous scoundrel, but he is hard at my heels.
Are there many other collectors out there?
Too many to count, but only one do I consider my nemesis. Lord Byron Rosfield.
Господи.
Perennial thorn in my side.
I can imagine.
Farewell, Wyvern. May our paths cross again. Radim, we mustn't dawdle.
I think his lordship is rather taken with you, Master Wyvern. Thank you again for your assistance. Coming, my lordship. I'll be right there.
Trust Uncle Byron to find such an interesting rival. Now, let's see what Blackthorn makes of this whetstone, shall we?
Так, ну все, можешь все сдать.
Is that the thing Tomes helped with?
Mid told me she was building a ship.
Goat. Still alive, so Lady Karen accepted the ruby.
Ah, about that.
I tried my best, but she was just too stubborn to take it. She threw it right back in my face, in fact, and told me I could stick my stupid stone where the sun don't shine.
Karen refused payment.
I hope it wasn't something I said.
I'm sure you were as tactful as ever. Let me see what I can do.
Да, у меня тоже не хотели брать.
I hope you have better luck than I did.
Так, сколько там до следующей награды надо?
I wasn't expecting you back so soon. Your benefactors are a generous lot.
715.
Best of luck out there, Sid.
Sorry for the wait, but hopefully you'll agree it was worth it.
You learned something about that sword then?
I did better than that.
A whetstone?
Yes. But not one you'll find anywhere in Valisthea.
Саша, отточимый меч.
No wonder I couldn't get the same finish on the grinding wheel. One hit and all done, eh? Might not be so bad if all you ever fought were duels. Good luck on the battlefield. Your second opponent would be your last, no matter how good you were.
Even so, is there some way it could be used to give the curse breakers an edge?
I think so, yeah. With this whetstone and the right kind of steel, I could probably even make a twin of the blade to rattle me. But there'd be no replacing this little rock once I worn it down to a sliver. I reckon we get a dozen swords from it, if that. Swords that the curse breakers wouldn't know how to wield properly, and that would see them through a single fire piece. Nah, no point trying to copy that thing. Be about as much use as a wax anvil. But finishing our blades with a whetstone this fine, now that's something to consider. And what's finer than fallen masonry, eh? Or more hard-wearing, for that matter. Just imagine it. Good Valisthean steel with an edge as sharp as any found in the Outer Isles. I won't make a copy, nah. I'll make something much better.
I'm sure the curse breakers will be delighted. Just don't push yourself too hard.
Don't you worry about me, sunshine. I'll be working day and night since I was half your age, and I'll still be here when you're long gone. Hey, thanks, Clive. I mean it. I owe you one, August too. It's good to know someone's looking out for me.
You'll be happy to hear you said that.
And I'll see that my debt to you's paid. First new blade I make's got your name on it. You come and find me when you've got the materials.
All right. I will.
Так, Экскалибур. Посмотрим. Там какой-то алмазный меч, но там какие-то змеиные какие-то штуки надо. Нет, таких не встречал никогда.
Back, are ya? So, will it be?
Так, грималкин какой-то нужен.
That it? Fine.
Lady Karen, Goad tells me you weren't happy with our offer. Would you prefer the debt was repaid in coin?
What debt? I don't recall lending any of you lot me hard-earned gil. I may have tossed a talent or two in the Hideaway's coffers, but those were donations, and you can hardly call it charity if you go asking for it back.
Of course not. But one good turn deserves another. And our circumstances have changed. Surely you wouldn't shun the gratitude of a pauper who happened to have become a prince.
Oh, so you're a prince now, are you? Fine. But I'm selling it and taking what I'm owed, then you're getting the rest whether you like it or not. Where'd you even get this? A decent trader might nab 1,000 talents for a star ruby. A canny one, meanwhile, might claim it were nicked from the belt of Sid the Outlaw himself and ask twice as much. Might be I already have a buyer in mind. Might be you even know her. A fine continental maid whose beauty's only eclipsed by a guile in commerce. You wouldn't mind, would you?
Not at all. Just be sure to tell her that it's always a pleasure doing business.
I hear you ended up delivering all 3 stones.
Еле впарил все 3 штуки.
Thanks to this lump. I sometimes wonder what I pay you for.
Speaking of which, I still haven't been paid last month's wages.
Oh, so you remember what's owed to you then? Get your ass behind that disc of yours and don't get up before those ledgers are square.
Right away.
I've seen that before.
Yeah, plenty of times. It was the only goblet Sid ever used, either out of habit, or because the filthy sod couldn't be bothered to find a clean one.
I knew so little about him.
Like most people.
Martha and the Dame both seem to have fond memories of him.
I bet they do.
How long did you know Sid before he...
Before he died. 20 summers, give or take. Back in the day, I was a purser on a trade ship, which is where I met him. He bought passage to... forget where. And having nothing better to do on the long nights, we sat up drinking island rum till the morning bell dragged me back to my duties. Quit my post not long after that. On account of making a fine maiden's belly fat. But me and Sid stayed close, promising we'd one day sail the seas again. That was before fate stepped in and said she was having none of it. The magic woke inside my son soon after his first name day, and there was no hiding his knack.
Couldn't you and your family have...
My family were the ones who summoned the constable, wanted the monster taken away. I couldn't turn my back on him, forget what I felt, and I couldn't for the life of me understand how they could. Luckily, Sid was of the same mind as me. It was him who stood beside me when all I wanted was to tear the whole world down. Him who cried for me when I had no tears left of my own. Him who swore he'd do everything he could to stop it from happening again. And he was true to his word, too. Left the Royal Army once and for all. His ranks, his ribbons, gone. Just like that. Threw away everything he had. All to right a wrong that no one else had the courage to face. I knew then I'd follow that man to the ends of the earth.
А, флешбеки.
Saw the world for what it really
Точно
was.
пугался Колхен.
Content to go along with the lie we were shown. And it can't have been easy bearing that burden alone. But he didn't let it stop him. He never lost faith in what he believed was right. And that gave us faith in him. Faith he'd steer us true. So I swore to myself that I'd always be right behind him, ready to catch the stubborn sod, if ever he should fall. But I couldn't even do that. Ignore me. Just the ramblings of a tired old man. Leave that lot. I'll tidy it up in a bit. This is Sid's handwriting. Dear Otto.
I may be drunk, but I wanted you to know this place would be fucked without you. Love you, you grumpy old sod.
This note.
What about it?
Sid was right. Without you, we'd all be lost.
He should have bloody well said so then. Just once. Before he went. But then, why would he? Him, or anyone. I'd only have told him to piss off. You're wrong, though. Both of you. It was never just me keeping the hideaway afloat. It was all of us. I just shoved people in the right direction. I barely seem to be able to do that anymore.
Would you rather go at the helm?
Well, maybe I've got a few more years left in me.
I'm going to hold you to that, Otto.
Before you go, Sid would have wanted you to have this.
But that's...
This'll do me just fine.
Просто трофей в каюту.
Thanks for the ray of sunshine. I'll see if I can't pay you back.
Already have.
Ну, ничего такого больше интересного.
Mid told me she was building a ship.
Is that the thing Toes helped with?
noticed you and Torgal had gone off somewhere. So, Molly's leftovers weren't good enough, eh? Well,
Не,
teach me for treating you like you're still a pup.
уж мою антилопу таскать теперь.
All right, no need to shout. Now we know what you're after, I can see about getting some in.
Speaking of which, I brought one for later. Can I leave it with you?
You can, aye. I'm nice like that. In return, you can thank Tomes for me. The bloody know-it-all.
I was just on my way to see him.
Что за грисня? Где Дота?
Чё, какая дота? Я никогда не играл в доту.
Ah, Clive. Were you able to locate your quarry?
We were indeed, Lawsman. You pointed us in exactly the right direction. And Torgal's been a very happy hound ever since.
Very good, very good.
Lady Karen sends her thanks, by the way, for your part in solving the mystery.
Ah.
Это финалочка 16-я.
After your last visit, I found myself pondering Torgal's talents. Do you recall our conversation concerning Lady Jill's role in Torgal's transformation?
About how she somehow woke the power within him.
Precisely that.
Финалку завезли собакосцев с гладкой кожей.
You see, the
Но
failure
вот
of
такое у них видение.
and Shiva alone. And while the powers attributed to him are certainly impressive, the records imply they are somewhat different in nature to those you described Torgal as having used.
What are you suggesting?
Видишь, у него пытаются пробиваться растительность.
More than one icon's power.
Плохо получается.
Consider that in addition to Lady Jill, he has served as a loyal companion to you, your brother, and even the late Cid. In short, the icons hitherto near at hand, or should I say at paw, have been diverse and plenty. And that number has only grown as the realm's dominance have fallen to your sword. One can but speculate as to how all of this has affected Torgal.
He has seemed more fierce of late.
And if I am not mistaken, he will grow fiercer still. We are fortunate indeed to be able to count him amongst our allies and not our adversaries.
Oh, he's more than an ally. He's a friend.
Лучше бы в доту играл, как все нормальные люди.
Не, спасибо. Я лучше остался ненормальным и не буду касаться такого дерьма, как дота. Так, это чё? Одна пялит на себя, да? Надо подумать. Так, ладно, что, надо паузу сделать. Так что, всем спасибо, кто заходил. Не прощаюсь, скоро вернусь. Опять.
Полезнее из напарников, собака или женщина?
Ну, лучше, конечно, женщина-собака, но не знаю. По сути, наверное, женщина. Хотя собака тоже ничего. Он воздух может подкидывать. А дальше там камбухи в воздухе крутить ногами. Ну, а тетенька, не знаю, я особо не вижу, как тетенька дерется просто. А собаке можно приказы отдавать. А тетенька приказов не слушается, она своевольная женщина. Так, ладно, я скоро вернусь. С вами подписываемся. Я перекушу и, наверное, через часик продолжим. Не прощаюсь.